All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You guys wanted to understand this whole situation with Kash Patel becoming the new FBI director. And, well, let's just say the articles you sent over, there's a lot to unpack here.
Definitely a lot of layers to this one.
Yeah, controversy from the start, even before he was officially in.
Oh yeah, right off the bat, his confirmation vote in the Senate, it was close.
Oh, really? I hadn't realized it was that close.
51 to 49. Not exactly a landslide, right? And get this, 2 Republican senators actually voted against him.
Whoa, okay. From his own party. That's pretty significant.
Exactly. We're talking about Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. They both broke ranked.
So what was their reasoning? I mean, to go against their own party like that, they must have had some strong concerns.
Oh, absolutely. Collins was very vocal about the need for an FBI director who's completely apolitical. Someone who can lead without any hint of bias, which is interesting considering Patel's history. He's been very outspoken, especially when it comes to the FBI, and his loyalty to the previous administration, it's well documented.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing about wanting to clean house at the FBI, that's got to raise some eyebrows, right?
For sure. And then you got Murkowski. She actually went on X, formerly Twitter, and laid out her concerns.
What did she say?
She was worried about, let me see if I get the quote right. Yes. She specifically said she was concerned about Patel's prior political activities and that whole push from the administration to basically identify and possibly even punish FBI agents who were involved with the January 6th investigations. Murkowski felt that Patel didn't really push back against that.
That's pretty concerning. If the head of the FBI is seen as being influenced by political pressure, that's a problem. It really undermines the whole idea of an independent investigation.
Couldn't agree more. And this all ties back to Patel's past comments about this, so-called deep state, which for our listeners who might not be familiar is this idea that there's this hidden network of powerful individuals within the government who are basically working against elected officials.
Right, and this deep state idea, it's become a bit of a rallying cry for some, a way to explain away anything they don't agree with.
Exactly. And Patel's tapped into that. He's talked about targeting journalists, government employees, anyone he sees as disloyal to the previous administration. And that rhetoric, it's unsettling, to say the least.
Especially considering his new position, it makes you wonder how he'll approach his role as FBI director. I mean, will he try to root out this so-called deep state? And what does that even mean in practice?
Right, and what impact will that have on the FBI as an institution? I mean, Senator Durbin, he didn't hold back. He called Patel's confirmation a political and national security disaster.
Wow, strong words.
Yeah. He's basically predicting that Patel's leadership will damage the FBI's integrity and put the country at risk.
So with all this controversy swirling around him, how did Patel respond? I mean, did he address any of these concerns during the hearings?
He did try to distance himself from some of his past rhetoric, said he would avoid, and I'm quoting here, retributive actions. He emphasized his commitment to upholding the FBI's mission of justice. But, actions speak louder than words, and a lot of people are skeptical, especially given his history.
It's definitely a situation to keep an eye on. And it comes at a time when the FBI is already dealing with a lot of internal turmoil. We've got all these firings happening, the lawsuit with the Justice Department over those January 6th investigations. It's a tense environment.
Absolutely, and you can't ignore the symbolic weight of the FBI director. It's supposed to be this nonpartisan position, someone who upholds the law without any political agenda. But with Patel's history and his very public statements, it's hard not to see this appointment through a political lens.
It raises so many questions about the future of the FBI. Will Patel actually try to reshape the Bureau based on his vision? What does this mean for investigations into January 6th? Can the FBI really maintain its independence under his leadership? These are all things we need to be asking ourselves.
It's a pivotal moment for the FBI, and it really underscores this fundamental question. How do we ensure that institutions like the FBI can resist political pressure and operate with integrity?
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, the FBI's job is to protect the country, not any particular political party or ideology.
Absolutely. And I think for our listeners, as you continue to follow this story, it's worth considering this. How much influence should any president, regardless of party, have over the FBI? Where do we draw the line between legitimate oversight and potentially dangerous interference? It's something we all need to be thinking about as this unfolds.
Well said. Lots to ponder as this situation develops. Thanks for breaking it all down. And to our listeners, as always, stay informed to keep those questions coming. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.